Guess what? It's one thing to feel like you're a badass motherfucker, think you're a badass motherfucker, but if you're not doing badass motherfucker things, especially as a man, then you're missing the whole point. And I think that's what has so many men stuck in the emotions. Let's be honest, men have gotten soft. Like, you may have a body, a physique, but emotionally, underneath the surface, so many men are wounded. And what it takes for you to transcend those wounds is, one, to connect with them. You do have to be able to say, oh, I do feel scared, sad, hurt, afraid, unloved, unworthy, all of these feelings. And yet a lot of times we feel like if we become successful financially, then people will tell us how awesome we are and how good we are, but it doesn't make any of those go away because they're rooted in usually your childhood, 0 to 10. And yet when you get triggered, when something shifts, because you're putting so much of who you are on what other people are saying about you and thinking about you, right? That's the dilemma that so many men have in this day and age, is you're seeking that external validation. And the problem with that is it's never gonna last. It's always gonna leave you feeling empty. It's always gonna let you down. It's gonna let you down. And so what I am recommending for men to do is you have to find a place where you can, one, start looking in the mirror and looking for areas you need to improve. But you need to face difficult things. As I said, you can't just think you're a badass motherfucker and yet you can't run a 100-yard dash without coughing up a lung and passing over. You have to do badass motherfucking shit. And pardon my French if that triggers you, but this is true. This is being a warrior. Men are missing that, those battles that we were made for, to bear the burden of war. And a lot of us are at war with ourselves. A lot of us are at war with people we love because we're at war with ourselves. And it's time to disengage from those battles, and I can help you. And you need to find things that challenge you, right? Look for the oppositional energy. It's called resistance. And resistance is something that is literally unbiased. It doesn't care about any of us. It shows up. But resistance is a pointing, guiding, directional signal that this is something you need to face, especially if it's like, a lot of you are struggling with, you're being your own enemy, or probably some addiction issues or just negative thinking. And it's like you got all these excuses which kill your results, which leave you in a perpetual state of complacency. There's no real evolution, expansion, growth, right? And that's what it took. The beautiful thing, you guys, is that when I started to figure these things out, literally in a really fast amount of time, I was able to deepen the roots of my masculine maturity, which I lacked. I lacked real depth to myself as a man. I was still very immature as a wounded little boy inside, carrying around all those wounds. And I'm just so grateful that we're having this conversation, that I'm starting to get your ears and to start getting your hearts. And it's incredible. Like attracts like, I was just thinking about how a lot of men are really opening up and expressing themselves. And I'm getting some really well-written, expansive, communications, whether it's through email or right down below in the comments. Share your story. Like, this is a safe place. No one's gonna get, I'm not gonna allow for people to be, putting other men down. We need to cut that shit. right? We need to stop tearing each other down as men. Our time is now to really unite, to heal, to create a collective. And that is my vision, for men to be able to expand their emotional intelligence, understand that it's not just happy, mad, angry, sad. I'm going to say that again. Happy, one positive, right? Happy, mad, angry, sad. Three negatives, one positive. Those are the baseline emotions. So that tells me that the chip's already stacked against you every single day. For you to have to do double the negatives. You have to constantly, you guys, constantly be putting positive affirmations in your mind, continuously washing your mind with things that don't really feel comfortable, because your image of self is not confident. You act it, you think you're badass, but yet inside you don't feel that because you're not doing it, you're not living it. And so something that I do is I get in that cold. I get in that cold, man. It's early morning out here in northern New Mexico, early December, frost. It's probably 30 degrees still. And I get in that water because that's a battle. I don't know one time that I've ever felt that I don't have resistance to getting in cold water. And this is not a physical thing. This is a spiritual. Because you have to transcend the body. The body carries the pain. You have to release, find your breath, and just be still. Make the uncomfortable comfortable. And a lot of you are lacking that. You're hitting those escape routes. You're looking for those distractions, and they're not giving you peace. They're not giving you joy. You know this. It's just a continuation of suffering, of anguish, of sadness, of loneliness. Some of y'all are in relationships and families, but you're so internally broken, emotionally speaking, that you're unavailable to even love the people around you because you don't love yourself. This is what we need to realize. And it's not your fault. If you're hearing this message, it's by design. This is the design. I believe it with all my heart, mind, body, and soul, that the design of this planet is that everything is externalized, and throughout the course of our life, we have to learn to go within. We have to learn to go within. But I also realize this, that the heavier the burden, the bigger the struggles in your life, please believe me, that means the bigger the breakthrough. That means the bigger the calling on your life. You have such a huge purpose and gift to share with this world if you're willing to face the resistance and overcome, move through, right? Those opposing forces that are trying to keep you stuck. And this journey, what's so beautiful is that some of y'all are figuring it out, just like me. I had to figure it out. I had to keep asking for help. I had to, it's honestly, it starts with the sobriety, man. If you can't do life on life's terms, it's gonna be difficult. You're gonna handicap this process because you need to be intentional and clear-minded every day. Every day. That cold water is probably, they say that cold water therapy is like the new cocaine, and it's natural and it lasts 10 times longer. I did coke one time in my life. It was the worst experience ever. Never again. It's not my thing. I've never really, obviously I've had my addiction issues in the past, but hardcore chemicals, they just never aligned with me. And if you're struggling with a lot of chemical dependency, please, man, seek professional help, seek treatment. You feel like you can't do life without it, but I'm telling you, man, you go back to when you were a little guy, when you were a little kid. Did you need all the chemicals then? No. That's the fountain of youth, reconnecting with your inner child. That is the fountain of youth, which the wounded version of you, the sad, the hurt, right? The unloved, the unappreciated version of you, the scared version of you is your inner child. That's who it is. You need to be able to connect with it. And as you do, you start to you show up as like a super parent for yourself. And you start to cultivate this really unconditionally loving, kind, accepting, forgiving relationship with yourself. And as you do that, guess what? It literally grows, and the energy magnifies itself to everyone else. Because you now know what it is to love yourself. You can love other people for who they are. And you see that. And ain't nobody innocent in this game. No one is innocent in this game called life. Nobody. Someone hurt you. Someone hurt them. You've hurt others. They hurt someone else. It doesn't end. That's why extreme ownership is really so important. I understand that we got pain. I understand people have betrayed us and broke our hearts. Especially a lot of fellas, women, they can pack up and fucking adios. I love you one day and I'll never talk to you again the next. Fucking ghost. And it's painful. But again, you're needing to feel loved based on someone else. That's codependency. That's enmeshment. Right? That's trauma bonding. That's a trauma response, is not feeling good enough to even love yourself. And that's probably the energy that even caused that person to walk away, is you put them on a pedestal, and that's not sexy. Men need to have a purpose. Men need to be on their warpath and not battling themselves, and certainly not having that internal battle of pain and agony and frustration and the things you don't know how to communicate seeping out into the lives of the people around you. If you truly want happiness, if you truly want real, deep, authentic, unconditional, loving connections, this is what you need to give yourself. That is the game. That is the secret. That's the law of attraction. The love you show yourself is the love you can show others. The relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you can have with others. When you look at yourself in the mirror, are you proud of who you see? Are you proud of who you are? Are you proud of your habits, right? Or when you pull back, are you like, fuck, man, this guy's really fucking lost it? And it's okay to be honest like that. And if you're searching for some fucking direction, reach out. Greg@resultskillexcuses.com. If you're ready, I'm ready to help. You got to do the work, but you ain't got to do it alone. And you can just stay in the collective, share the message, right? More and more men need to hear this message. Our time is now. I need your help. Share the message. Support the brand, resultskillexcuses.com. Purchase anything between now and Christmas. Get yourself some badass gear, man. Start wearing that. Accountability. Wear your accountability, own your success. Support the brand. If you haven't already, download the app. Start doing some self-discovery work. Get out of your self-destructive, self-loathing, right, self-sabotaging patterns and start doing some self-discovery. Join a growing number of people that are putting in the work. I'm not here for entertainment. I'm here to challenge you, to encourage you, to cheer for you, but we're a working collective. We are willing to put in the work each and every day. And I'm gonna get to my work, which is getting in this cold. I just got out of the hot, I'm gonna get in that cold, and it's never easy. But I have to surrender. I'm surrendering. I'm gonna surrender to that water right now, and I'm gonna be a better version of me on the other side. 1% better every day. That should be your goal. 1% better. Quit looking out the window. Quit worrying about who's winning, who's losing, who's winning, whatever. Look in the mirror. No matter what is happening in this world, none of that matters. It doesn't matter. When you wrap your head around that whatever is happening in this world does not matter. The only thing that matters is what's happening with you today. With you. Are you going to sideline yourself? Are you going to stay distracted? Are you ready to roll up your sleeves and jump in the fight? The good fight. The fight that requires you to become a better version of yourself, to be more. But remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful to see an ever-growing number of subscribers onto the channel and supporters, and especially just the vulnerability and the openness of the conversation we're having. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful thing. So continue tuning in. Reach out if you need help. Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. Oh man, that's some real motherfucking shit right there. That's some real shit, bro. Don't be afraid to do the hard things, fellas. Do not be afraid to do the challenging things. Face your fears. Face your fears. Some of y'all are just afraid to even just be sober. Some of y'all are afraid to just get healthy. Some of y'all are afraid to go to the gym. Some of y'all are afraid to ask that girl out. Some of y'all are afraid to leave a bad relationship. Some of y'all are afraid to do so many fucking things. And that's where the magic is. That's where the miracles are. That's where the breakthroughs are. Doing the hard things, facing your challenge, get to your true and authentic self. Get to the true version of you. I'm so grateful, man. This is our time. Lean into it. I hope I'm inspiring you today to do something new, do something for you, and then go do something kind. Go do a random act of kindness today. That's my challenge to you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning into this message. Share it if it's connecting with you, right? Maybe don't go jump in that cold river yet. Start in like a cold shower. I hear a few of you are doing that. So kudos to you. You know, I'm going to keep getting back on this motherfucker. I'm going to go get in that warm, hot water. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.